My name is Ansley Gutterman.
And my name is Dustin Howard, and you're watching Wjag-Tv with your weekly school news.
With Thanksgiving behind us and Christmas right around the corner, fun winter activities have been popping up all around the Athens area. The Classic Center welcomed back Athens on Ice. Skaters, hockey players, and spectators shared with us why they're so passionate about the ice.
Sure, it's about a 4-day process to build the rink. So we actually it starts with a full-size chiller out back that looks like a semi-truck that we park at the back of our building. And then we lay 2 tarps that are basically making a giant pool. So we put our elements down that are 100-foot long metal tubes, end to end, so we have 200 feet of that going across the whole rink. Once we have that chilled with glycol, which is basically antifreeze, we fill it with water, and then that's how we freeze our first layer, freeze our boards in, add the glass, and then just keep freezing until we have enough ice to skate on. When we invested in the rink and the telescopic seating, it was about $2 million. We think it's brought a real diversity of events to our building. It's allowed us to bring in hockey, which we had never had before, obviously. Ice skating. It's just a lot of unique events for the community. We have a lot of people who come to the building who have never been here before, which is really neat to have people who walk in and say, I didn't even know this existed. I think it brings in people that, again, maybe have never been here before, but also to do something fun that they've never tried. So it's really fun to see parents come in with their kids, and maybe parents grew up north and had skated before, and they're bringing their kids for the first time, probably doing something they never thought they'd get to do in Athens, Georgia.
All of our friends wanted to try skating, and in Georgia it's not really a popular thing, so when the Classic Center opened up skating, we were like, oh my god, we have to try this.
I think skating was a good way to get out and do something different that we don't get to do a lot, because you don't see it in Georgia and you don't really get to do it.
Why is this a good opportunity for people in Georgia to experience ice skating?
Well, like I said earlier, it's really hot here and we don't really get cold winters. We don't get lakes that completely freeze over to where it's safe to ice skate. So I think when the Classic Center opened up ice skating to Athens, it was a new experience to most people.
How do you practice on the off season?
A lot of going to the gym, doing stuff by yourself pretty much. We don't really do too much with the hockey team over the summer because we have a lot of guys from out of town that want to spend time with their families. So it's just more of on your own, trying to do stuff, playing pickup hockey, stuff like that.
There's also a lot of pickup hockey you can do during the week. Just at least stay on the ice a little bit during the off season.
It's just like a ton of energy. It's really like fun, so just happy, just playing with friends. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, when you're on the ice, everything is just canceled out. You're basically just you, yourself, and your teammates, and you're just trying to focus on the game.
I would encourage others to play hockey, and just because it's a team aspect, and when you're on a team, I bonded a lot with all these guys, and they're more like your brothers now. It's not really just like someone I just bump into. They're really close to me. So.
Holiday Hooray invites artists from all around to come and show off their talents. Max and Ego further Holiday Hooray invites artists from all around to come and show off their talents. Max and Ego further explore these events festivities sponsored by Indie South.
The Holiday Hooray is an event held by Indie South every year. This allows independent artists to express themselves and sell their work to the community. I met with the owner of Indie South to see what it takes to have a fair like this.
It's definitely difficult. It's a lot of paperwork, and and you are required to hire off-duty police officers and have porta potties. So it can also get expensive, especially if you pay for the electricity utility. But I mean, overall, it wasn't, you know, too hard, I guess. First, I do a call for artists, and I open up the applications for a period of time, and so people have a deadline they have to apply, and they have to pay up front to reserve their booth, and then I go through the applications and I curate them, and anybody that I don't accept, you know, I refund their booth fee, and then, yeah, I notify everybody else, and then I plan the layout and set the times that we'll be there to start, you know, unloading and setting up, and basically just coordinate it around the schedule. So, and then you bring everybody together, and yeah. Definitely have to turn people down almost every event that we do, but a lot of times it can just be about, you know, the representation. Pictures are really important. You also want a strong media presence, social media presence, and a strong brand that feels consistent, you know, and that you have the promotional materials to convey that. But sometimes it just comes down to a category being too crowded. Something like jewelry or pottery is often, we have lots and lots of applications for stuff like that. And it's interesting, you'll see trends, you know, with what becomes popular to make. Like candles have really become popular also, and definitely natural body care products. So I've been trying to take it to other cities and see how it fares there, and honestly it's been really difficult just to get a show off the ground in another city. So I'm thinking about focusing more locally, more within the state of Georgia now, and so I don't know, it's hard to say. I do see it growing into more events, but at the same time I also see there becoming more of a focus on workshops and education and classes and things like that. So it's hard to say. I'm in the process of looking for an event coordinator to turn over more responsibilities from the event so that I can focus more on the other avenues.
When I was 12 years old, I built my first one in a summer woodworking shop. And then I've just built them over the years, and I just kept finding junk and then just turned the junk into lamps. And now this is full time, especially this time of the year. September, October, November, December is all for Christmas and the holidays. I stay pretty busy. The hardest is pouring molten aluminum into a red anthill and then turning that into a lamp. That was a crazy, it's a big lamp like that. 5 years from now, well, I don't, hopefully I'm still alive. Hey, I'll be 72. I still hope I'm doing this. I mean, I don't see me slowing down. Maybe not do as many, but I'll still be building them and doing them, you know, maybe from the nursing home, who knows, but I don't see myself slowing because I've done them for so long that you talk to another vendor and they say, oh, have you tried this fair? Have you tried this show? And then it's a good network of people tell you we have, you know, this one and there. Like I was talking to somebody this morning and they gave me 3 places to try. So you learn by doing them, you know, the first few are, and then you start and you find people that'll tell you, and these groups are good like this because everybody is doing the same thing, and you know, everybody's traveling and trying to make money, and they're not going to send you the bad ones.
I'm an illustrator and jewelry maker out of Atlanta. I do all ink and acrylic prints, and we have t-shirts and greeting cards as well, and then I work all in sterling silver and like really earthy stones, and I have both brands under the name Creature. You just had to apply, show them a few of your pieces, and I think they picked like just over 75 vendors and a few food vendors, so I've always heard that this one is great for holidays. So I think a lot of people really love shopping local, and from handmade artisans especially, and it puts everything together so that you can shop in one place and like learn about the artist more. I love drawing really strong women, anything that has like some sort of magical or mystical subject to it, like the crystals, the Ouroboros. a lot of like old mythology symbols. When I started jewelry, I was always told to make what you love to wear, and so for the most part, I make rings and necklaces. I love really big earthy stones, so that's what I carry. A lot of them have symbols that are similar to my sketches, or like textures that are similar to them. Making sure that the focus is on the stone and not necessarily the metal.
Some artists love playing in the dirt. Good Dirt Clay Studios allows artists to improve their pottery skills. Here's Lauren Sharif with a more detailed report.
Celebrating 20 years of establishment, the Good Dirt Clay Studio threw together an event to sell their pottery and display their instructors and student talents.
Back in 1997, a woman named Kate Tremmel started the studio downtown. She rented a space in an old warehouse that used to be used for agricultural seed, and it was just sitting empty, and she decided to turn it into an artist space, and basically created the original Good Dirt. I didn't become involved with the studio for another 4 years. I started taking classes there, and I really loved it. The next thing you know, I'm working for her as a sort of a studio manager, and then I bought the business from her back in 2003 or 4 or so. Jessica joined me in the business 3 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago, yeah.
So
he was my teacher. And I came to one of our one-time try it out classes and totally got hooked.
Primarily we teach people how to make functional pots. We also offer some sculpture classes and tile, and we even started offering some music classes that are kind of loosely based around old-time string music, and we give our students 24/7 access to the studio so they can come in and practice whenever they want.
Well, we've got classes in the morning and evening pretty much every day of the week. We have beginner through advanced on the wheel, and then anything off the wheel is called hand building or sculpture. So we do that, and music all the way to beginner through advanced. And that's kind of how we structure our classes, based on forms and then based on topics. So
yeah, every class starts with a demonstration on the wheel. At least when I teach, I always do a demonstration. But yeah, there's generally a theme for the class. It's either based on a technique, a surface treatment, a period of history, an area of the world.
A form.
Yeah. Because we have people who've taken classes for years, so it's always a challenge for us to keep coming up with exciting new things to show them. It's a bit of a logistical nightmare to figure out, okay, well, we're going to have a wheel class here and a hand-building class there. The people who are in this class the last term need to move on, have some place to go that's a little bit more challenging. So imagine it's like running a school where you just have to have your curriculum all kind of meshing together. But it's great. And she's really good at getting it up on the internet so that people can register.
I think what's really interesting is this is a business, it's an art-based business that's been around for 20 years. And when you think about that, I think that says a lot about Athens and the kind of community we have and what we value. On the wheel, or when you're hand building, you're using your hands. It's a different type of artistic intelligence, and it's one that has an immediate effect that you can get excited about, and you can see the art happening right in front of you. You hold this every day, you use it every day, you interact with it, and I think that there's something really special about that.
Fairhog Honey Company welcomes the community with open arms to come and try some honey. This unique market offers something new to people everywhere. Catherine Wang went to get a taste.
Fairhog Honey Company is a newly opened store in downtown Athens that specializes in selling honey and other bumblebee-based products. Sam Johnson, the shop owner, got into why and how he started the honey store.
I've always been interested in farming and local foods, that kind of thing. And I went to school back at UGA. I graduated about 10 years ago with a degree in agricultural economics. From there, I've been working in honey for about the past 8 years or so, off and on in different cities. I was ready to get back closer to home, and I'd always loved Athens, and so wanted to keep working in honey because I kind of just fell in love with working with bees, working with beekeepers, as well as making the lotions and soaps and stuff like that out of honey and beeswax.
I liked the fact that it was a brand new business starting up, and that I could be a part of that and hopefully help to make it grow. Working in retail, you have to know your product to be able to answer questions and explain it. I did not know as much information or as in depth as I needed to know. So it was studying and learning and constantly asking questions.
Honey is commonly sold in various supermarkets, making it an easy product to buy. However, there are some honeys that can't be found in your average stores. Johnson works with various beekeepers to bring a select few of these special honeys to his consumers.
Past 8 years, I've met some really great beekeepers from all over the world. Beekeepers locally, I work with a really great beekeeper between here and Statesboro.
Most honey that you purchase at a grocery store are one of two kinds, either clover honey or orange blossom honey. So we have honeys that you couldn't get any other place but a specialty store.
We try to do monofloral specialty honeys, which means that the beekeepers are moving their hives around to collect a single source of nectar whenever that flower starts to bloom. And then also we offer, something that's unique is our infusion line with the spicy ones and the vanilla beans.
Even though the store has only been open for a couple of months, many people from the community have already taken a strong liking to the cozy, unique environment.
The reason why you get to have conversations with the customers is because you get to provide samples so that they can taste the differences.
We're just walking around waiting for one of the restaurants to open up, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff around here, so we're going to check it out.
I'd actually been into the store a couple months ago, but I didn't buy anything, and we're looking for Christmas presents for family members that live in New York. So we wanted something that was unique to Athens, that had Athens' name on it to send up to them. The honey's really good, and they let you sample it so you can see what you like, so we really enjoyed it.
My friend actually came and gave me a gift from here. It was like an assortment of honeys and soaps and lip balms, so it inspired me to come back. My friend's really into healthy food, and she puts honey on like everything that she makes, so I figured it'd be a great place to go and pick her up a gift for Christmas.
If you're in Athens, I think this is a really good place to stop by because it's pretty unique. I've never had spicy honey before, and I don't know if many people have.
Bear Hug Honey Company is open Mondays through Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information regarding their products, go to www.bearhughoney.com.
Now to Scott Wells with the sports.
Wrestling is a very competitive sport. Many players have high hopes for the season. We spoke to some of them and asked how they gain an edge in their competitive matches. One of the biggest factors in any sport is your opponent. In wrestling, your opponent is mainly determined by your weight class. Many players try to gain an advantage by losing weight to get into the lighter weight class. After they do this, if successful, then they have to add that weight back on before the match. Many professional wrestlers do this and have even gained over 20 pounds in one day. A couple of players on the wrestling team gave us some info on how they lose and gain weight.
Before weigh-in, usually I don't eat as heavy as I usually would. I usually eat like a smaller meal that night before and a smaller breakfast, so I don't be overweight when I get there. I just go back to how I usually eat. Like after like a weigh-in, like say before weigh-in, I won't like eat breakfast. I might have like a granola bar, but then afterwards I'll eat like some more granola bars, drink a lot of water and all that, and just get ready for the match. I'm trying to put on weight. I drink a lot more water. I eat a lot more. I do more muscle workouts like push-ups and lift weights. And when I'm trying to lose weight, I do a lot more running, trying to sweat a lot. I still drink a lot of water, and then I cut back on the amount of food I eat.
My dieting habits change as in trying to eat like less salty foods to get rid of the water weight, and stuff that's like really light, like salads or fish are usually good foods. After weighing in, to get our weight back, we will drink a lot of water and maybe some granola, or eat something heavy. When you're trying to lose weight, you usually run a lot to sweat and get all of your water weight out. If you're trying to gain weight though, lifting would probably be a better choice, because when you lift, your body's kind of retaining some of the proteins that you have eaten to help build up muscle mass.
7. My name is
Ashley Gunnerman, and my name is Destin Howard, and joining us next time on Wjag-Tv with your weekly school news.
Who got the juice? Who got the juice? Knowledge is the tour, meet me at the school. Who got the juice? Who got the juice? Knowledge is the tour, meet me at the school. Who got the juice? Who got the juice? Knowledge is the tour, meet me